Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In the DevOps series, we were learning AWS. AWS, as we have completed whatever it was required. I'll share you the PPT for interview questions. That is like different thing. So it will be in description part. You can see and you can share you can comment your email ID. I will give you the access for the PPT for the interview questions. So in the DevOps series, in first lecture itself, I have discussed which are tools or skills we are going to learn. So I'll show you. So AWS basics, which we have learned almost 8 services we have completed, 7 to 8 services. So that was needed for like DevOps engineer. If you are basically like those services are needed, but yeah, if you want more like the advanced topics in AWS, I'll be just comment it. I'll be making the videos for those lecture as well. So next we are IP addressing. Actually, next skills which we are learning is IP addressing. IP addressing is nothing but we will be because we have to learn this Linux operating system completely. That's why in the actually IP addressing is the small part of this Linux OS itself, because it will be more easy to understand. You will be understanding Linux operating system if you learn this IP addressing properly. So I'll be sharing that video as well. But for now, I'm going for this Linux OS. In between, I'll be sharing in the IP addressing video as well. So let's learn today. We will be seeing like what is Linux and how it is going to like impact our like our work, and how it is going to use Linux operating, why we are going for Linux operating system. So these are the actually concept we are going to learn. So in the DevOps series, Linux is the must skills you should have. So this is the introduction part. So in DevOps, we have completed the AWS now, and we are going for this Linux concept, Linux terminologies, and Linux tutorial. So let's start. What is Linux? So before going to what is Linux, I'll tell you what is operating system. Okay. So operating system is something everyone knows, like what is operating system. If you tell the in like in mind, automatically it will come key Windows operating system or some operating system, or Linux operating system. But what it does mean, like what operating system is doing. So we are actually in general we are using it and we are doing, but we don't know the correct definition. So I'll tell you. So OS stands for operating system. It is a software program that manages computer hardware and software resources and provides common service for computer programs. So this is what the OS means. Still didn't get. Suppose I'll tell you. Just I will open Paint. Okay. So this is your system, or we can just delete this and we can make it system properly. So this is your hardware, laptop or computer, whatever it is. Okay. If you have not given this thing, okay. If you have not given this hardware, okay. If you have not installed any operating system in this, then this is a like it is simply a box, then nothing. It is box made with some complicated materials. But what operating system, if you operating system if you do, then only you can work with this hardware. Okay. So operating system is nothing but it is a communication. It will be like you are user, right? So if you are user, you cannot communicate without this operating system. So by operating system, you will be interacting with the hardware systems, or application or programs, whatever it is. So you will give some commands ki do this, and you can Suppose if I have installed the application, right? So I'm going to this file and I am just creating one folder. So let's create one folder, new folder. Suppose something I name is architect folder. Okay. So this actually what we are doing by mouse, we are instructing key we need one folder name as architect in the shell script, inside the shell script folder. So that's why we are giving the instruction, right? So if OS will be not there, how will you will give the instruction, how a folder will be created? So that is not possible. That is what the OS stands for. Okay. So the operating system acts as an intermediary between application and the computer hardware, providing consistent way of application to interact with the hardware without needing to know the details of the hardware operations. So, some of the operating system we know: Windows, Mac OS, and Linux popular. This operating system provides services such as file management, process management, memory management, and input-output management. They also provide a user interface through which user can interact with the computer and its application. So this is what I explain you. Key just simply you can understand here, user can interact by using OS with the computer system or anything. If you want to do, if you watch video, there should be operating system, anything. So and one more part, two operating system can be used in two ways. So yeah, so basically operating system can be used in two ways. Whatever are the two ways? By giving uh, like uh, two ways is something we can tell. OS can be used in two ways. Used in two ways, as in first one is geographical user interface, which were in Windows we are normally doing, right? We are going to this folder, okay, and we are creating this file where it is shell scripting. I have created this file. This is graphical user interface, like interacting with the uh, like graphical. It is like you are seeing this and you are giving this command, okay. And the same thing can be done by using CLI was command line interface. So command line interface, what it is actually? So command line interface is something we will give the command and it will be doing. So what I'll do, I just go to command prompt and open this administrator. This go to command prompt, cmd, and open this in run as an administrator and put yes, then cd dot dot, so go to c drive, cd dot dot, and if you type echo, this is my first file for CLI, okay, and you just file name you give, file test, okay, dot text, anything you can give, okay. This file, it will what it will do, it will be that these in this file dot text, these are the text will be included. So if you see this, okay, it doesn't show anything, that means it is correctly executed. So if you go this, go to that path, go to that C drive, you can see here file test. This is my first file for CLI. So by using this also we can create one file, and inside that file we can write something, right? And by just using graphical user interface, we can create an new folder or new file, whatever it is. You can create a new file as well, okay. So yeah, this is the concept which I was trying to tell, okay. So now we will see, this is about operating system, right? So now we are seeing ki what is Linux operating system. Why we are using Linux operating system. So just like Windows, I use and macOS, Linux is an operating system, one of the most popular platform on the planet. So these are the basic definitions. So the comprises several different pieces: bootloader, kernel, init system, daemons, graphical server. These are the actually theory part. So I'll show you how these are the actually happening. So why Linux? We are going for Linux because this is a open source and it has many distribution. Okay, so many reasons are there, but yeah, mostly we will be focusing what is the difference between Linux and OS. Okay, so I'll talk. We will talk about. We will be learning commands and all later part of things, but here we will see the difference between Linux and Unix operating system. So yeah. So basic difference is Linux is an open source and developed by Linux community of developers. Unix is was developed by AT and TBL Labs and it is not an open source. First thing, these both are not derivative, not an but it is similar to use. Unix is licensed OS, Linux is free to use. So supported file system is extension 2 and these are FS, GPF, GPFF, HFS like that. So graphical user interface Linux uses KDE and Genome. Other GUI supported are LXD, Unity Mate. But Unix was initially command-based OS. Most of the Unix distributions now have Genome. Okay. Linux is used in wide varieties from desktop servers, smartphone to mainframes. Unix is mostly used on servers and workstations or PCs. It is actually because it is this licensed one. It is using in the organization itself. So default shell is bash shell. Bourne again shell is the default shell for Linux. But here it is Bourne shell is default shell for Unix. So Linux was initially developed for Intel's 86 hardware processor. Now it supports 20 plus processor family. C Unix supports PF RISC and Itanium family. So example Ubuntu, Debian, GNU, Arch Linux, etc. These are the variations of Linux. And Sun OS, Solaris, SUNX, HPUX, Ultrix. These are the variation of Unix. So these were the basic difference. So I have tried to give you basic this thing, and I'll share you the complete details. No worries. So that's all for today, and we will be saying the commands and how like easily we can use those commands practically. I'll show you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe the video and keep sharing. Thanks.